to my channel. So today I decided, with all the chaos going on around me, I tried to film this before and better lighting when it was quiet and everything, and my makeup didn't look so tragic, but it didn't work out. And I didn't have Isabella's boogers all over me. Didn't work out, but whatever. So the day started off with us in hospital. 2 in the morning, Isabella had a seizure. I will just quickly fast forward, like back to Wednesday. This is when it all actually started. So Wednesday last week, around 2 in the morning, woke up to Isabella fidgeting, thought she was hungry, tried to feed her because she's sleeping in our bed at the moment. We're co-sleeping at the moment, not by choice, just because we have to. And she wasn't feeding. I was like, what's going on? And she was still squirmy, so I picked her up. I thought she wanted cuddles. And then I realized the way she was moving wasn't normal. Turned out she was having a seizure. I freaked out. Turned the light on. I was screaming. I was like, oh my god, she's not breathing properly. She's not breathing properly. But she was breathing properly. I was just being over dramatic because, I mean, in that situation, it feels like that. That's what it feels like. She was really, really red. And she went to bed perfectly healthy, perfectly normal. Wasn't sick at all, anything like that. So I got my partner to call an ambulance. My sister was running around packing a bag for Isabella because she didn't know what to do. She was freaking out too. Went to the hospital and it turned out she had a fever. Turned out she was having a FERBILE convulsion. Yeah, she was having one of those. And it's basically a seizure. I think it's induced by fevers or something like it. It's accompanied by a fever. And it's normally just the body's way when the fever is too high of just kind of cooling it down or something along those lines. So that's what it was. And if you have one, the chance of you having another is greater. So each time she has an extra one, like she's got a greater chance of having another one with her fevers. So that happened, and she wasn't fine. Like, she didn't have a runny nose, nothing, and it was just a fever. So I tried, we got released, and they said if she has any more fevers, like if the fever hasn't gone away within 4 days, or if she's still having convulsions, just bring her in. If you're worried about her, bring her back. Got discharged. Saturday night she started to kind of have like a snotty nose, and she sounded really congested, and she started having a cough. And then I noticed that her head started to feel hot after like a day or two of being fine, like her fever being gone. Yeah, her head started to feel really hot. So I stayed awake in the lounge, and then I tried to give her some Pamel before bed. She wouldn't drink it. That was really frustrating. So I stayed awake, and then when she was due for her next lot of Pamel, she woke up around about that time anyways. And then as I was holding her and walking to go and get her some more Pamel, she had another seizure on me. So we as freaked out this time, and we just cooled her down, came around straight afterwards, and I tried my hardest to force medicine into her. I think I got a little bit, like, she drank Pamel. And then we took her to the doctors on Sunday because I knew it was fever induced. It was a thin convulsion, and there wasn't too much to be worried about other than, like, it was a short seizure, it was her whole body moving, and everything pointed to it being a febrile convulsion or whatever it's called. And then took her to the doctors, and they just said basically the same thing that the hospital said. It sounds like this is what it is. It's a viral infection, it seems like, blah blah blah, whatever. So go home and rush her into the hospital. She has more than 3, I think, in a 24-hour period or whatnot, and they advised me to what to do. Sunday night, I just had a feeling like I shouldn't sleep. And then I got really comfortable. She'd been sleeping for quite a few hours. I think around about like 1 or 2, I went to settle down. I put a movie on. Me and her were lying on the couch. And then I was just about to go and head off to sleep. And then she woke up and she did this like little high-pitched cry. And then I got up and I was like, it's okay, it's okay. I was trying to comfort her, and then all of a sudden she started, wow, that's a lot of dribble. And then she started seizing up on me. I don't think it lasted very long at all. I woke Kyle up. It was about 2 in the morning, and then after her seizures, she her eyes rolled back into the back of her head, and I was just rolling around, and then she went straight to sleep. She wasn't waking up, but she wasn't floppy. Like, I knew she was okay. She was just so exhausted, and that's why she was sleeping, but I was still so worried because she was rolling her eyes around in the back of her head as the seizure was finishing. So I decided, we called Healthline and they advised us to get an ambulance. I said no, we'll just take her. And so we rushed her to the hospital, went up to emergency. They did a urine test, they did a blood test, and they also kept the IV or whatever the line is in her arm in case they'd have to give her antibiotics through an IV or drip or whatever it's called, depending on what her urine, depending on what the test came back as. And then they also did an ECG, and then they saw us quite fast. The doctor wanted us to stay until Isabella was awake. He just wanted to do some tests on her while she's awake, and then if she was fine, then just send us home. Just before 3 in the morning, and we came out just before 10. It might have been 10 in the morning actually when we did come out. And she seemed fine. It's just I was so worried about her not waking up, and the doctor was also worried about her too, because she'd had 3 convulsions in the last week, and the fever came back. It went away and it came back, and they just wanted to make sure that everything was okay and there's not anything that they're missing. So they were super thorough with her, and they put it down to the fact that she's just one of the babies that ends up getting FERBILE convulsions or whatever it's called. So yeah, that's great. Lex never got them, but Isabella does, which means every time she gets a fever, I'm going to be stressing like hell. I'm not going to sleep when she has fevers. I already barely get sleep when Lex has fevers because you're always worried about that happening, and it happens to Isabella, so it's very stressful. But because my little sister used to have seizures when she was a baby, around about the same age as Isabella, I kind of remember what it was like and how my mum would deal with it. So we started out the day in the hospital. We got out of the hospital, came home, slept for a little bit, and then I got up, and me and Lex went to go pick up my younger sister from work.
Oh man, tiny. It's my Yota. Hi, my name is Lex. Please don't play outside.
We're not going to get there on time. Then after that, I came home and I did some cleaning. I cleaned out my fridge. Then we all were just sitting down, relaxing, watching TV together as a family, and Lex and Kyle ended up playing some UFC on the PlayStation. Are you feeling better, baby? Okay.
She wants to be held or have attention, and that means doing the dishes with her. And I'm cool with it. The only thing is, dang, she is getting heavy. Okay. This is a workout in itself.
Then we all just relaxed and settled down for the night. Isabella struggled to go to sleep, She was really whiny. She was confused as to whether she wanted me or Kyle. So she was constant, like she was going back and forth. Like as soon as she got on me, she wanted her dad. As soon as she got on her dad, she wanted me. Like she was very, very confused and not well at all. And I had to rock her to sleep last night. I couldn't feed her to go to sleep, which is normally what happens. Got her beautiful boogers all over me. But that is pretty much how our Monday looked and what it consisted of. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
The weather cold, the weather so chill, chilly, willy, penguin feathered road. Cause I'm sipping pro, yeah, that met this pro.
Hi, that was so awkward.